In this video, I'm going to show you how to add new elements to your app's homepage. So before you can start customizing your app, you need to understand that every web application in the world is built out of lots of different individual elements. For example, inside Didify, you can see that this top bar here is what we call a div block element. A div block element is like an empty box that we can group other elements inside of. For example, inside of this div block element is this text input element. You can add your own elements to the different pages inside your Didify app. To add a new element, click on the Add Elements button. Next, search for the element that you want to add. I'm going to search for a div block element. To add this div block to the page, I can drag and drop this div block element onto my page, like so. Next, click the Add Elements button again and search for the text input element. Drag and drop the text input element inside of the div block here. This text input element is going to be used to create our list of to-dos. After this, click the Add Elements button again and search for the button element. Drag and drop the button element below the text input element, but make sure that you nest it inside of the div block element like so. Next, click on the Add Elements button again and search for another div block element. Drag and drop this div block element below the text input and button elements like so. Finally, click the Add Elements button again and search for the table element. Drag and drop the table element inside of the div block element like so. When you drag and drop the elements onto the page, you will notice that this pop-up box appears each time. This is what's called the Elements Properties box. The properties box for each element is different. It contains specific settings which are common to the element that you've added to the page. The Tables property box allows you to add or remove columns and rows from the table. In our case, let's delete columns 2 and 3 from the table by clicking the Delete button like so. Pause the video now and add the div blocks, text input, button and table elements to your app's homepage just as I have done here. Then use the Tables property box to remove the last 2 columns from the table. When you're done, click the Build Code button, like so. Once your code is built, you can then go over to your live app and refresh your page. You will now be able to see the new elements that you've added to your page on your live app, just as I can here.